How you doing? It's Eric from Amp Live and the Amp Live Real Estate Show. Welcome to Tuesday Deal Day. I'll be your host today for the Amp Live Real Estate Show, coming to you live here on Amp Live TV, on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and all the other streaming services or platforms that are out there. Hopefully you're having an awesome day today. So today, fired up today, as everybody should be gearing up for the week. We got some awesome stuff I'm going to share with you today. Deals, Tuesday deals, what's going on in different locations, including here in beautiful, crazy Southern California. Obviously, put it out there. As you know, if you don't know, we got the Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator. We continue to work hard on that as we're bringing it to you and onboarding and rolling through. Today is Tuesday, so it have the schedule for the program. It's already a full launch since Thursday. So, hey, appreciate the peeps that have came aboard as founders. Now we're moving to the charter members. So 50. So for the next 50 charter members that come aboard, hey, amen to you. Scan that QR code and lock it in. I'll pull up a graphic in a second. We'll go through it. I'm going to share some stuff. I'm going to show you how to find some deals. I'm also going to show you how to break down some deals. And I'm going to share one that we did today. I'm going to get, it's kind of like maybe a case study of some sort, or just kind of what's going on as we're talking with these sellers throughout the United States of America. This one happens to be in Southern California. Don't quote me on it, but I believe it's, where's it at? Inland Empire, Riverside County, I believe. So, and that's says 3-2 on the title, or it says 3-2, I guess on the like Zillow and all those other platforms. But when you go look at title and pull up that information, it's actually a 2-2. Does have a pool. Decent sized lots, like 0.46, so that's pretty good. The lot size is good. I'm going to share the conversation with that as we'll be recording those. I think what I like to do is on a Tuesday is press record and turn it on, and you can just listen in, and we can kind of go through stuff and watch some things that are going on the computer when we're talking to some of these potential sellers and leads, and how we're getting the leads. And then obviously, most importantly, is having that conversation and listening to it. And then I'm going to go ahead, and if it's all good to go, edit whatever we need to edit. I'm going to drop those into the vault so you can actually hear them live. And then when we get ready to get to that point on Friday, as we do our calls on Friday. So Wednesday, we're going to be doing deal analysis, breaking down deals in a private location like this right here. And you'll get a private link. You can't see it, but there'll be a private link for you. It's either going to be Zoom or it's going to be on this platform here, and where you can actually see, and I can share what's going on with you when you do the submissions and getting submissions and all that good stuff, right, when you come aboard. At the same token, on Friday, we're going to do our live call, right? So that live call will be at 2 p.m. You can be there. If you're there, I would suggest you be there so you can get the personal attention that you need. If you cannot, then they'll be obviously recorded and archived and put into the vault, because that'll be part of the program. So I believe it's like 10 modules. You get a vault, an upgraded vault, everything that you're going to need to be prepared and to be able to do a deal or several deals for the next 30, 60, until for the rest of 2026 and beyond, right? But that's what this is about. It's obviously about the Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator. Now up here, I believe we have, I'm selling, yes, a $12,000 program for $19.97. 147 founders. It is gone. All right. So now we've moved to the charter members for $19.97. That's $1,997 for the charter members. 50 people or 50 charter members, or I should say 50 families. Let's be realistic, because that's right in line with our cause and mission to help our fellow Americans across the United States of America, one American at a time, one property at a time, and one family at a time. That's 50, and that's our goal for the charter program for this week. Okay. Let me go ahead and pull this up, or I should just click it so you can see it. All right, there we go. So the Amp Live American Mentee Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator, your first deal in 30 days. So it's going to go through the program. Boom, we're going to work with you through the program. Then boom, launch you. And then you're going to run through it. And within that 30 days, you should have a deal, 2 deals, contracts, and we should be closing some stuff together as long as you show up. It is, there's a guarantee, but it's also action-based, right? You need to show up to the party so you can rock and roll with us, right? That's like, hey, I get it, man. Some people want to, watch a concert on TV. But there's nothing like being at the concert when you go to the concert and you're sitting in the seats or you're sitting in the in the pit down there and just music's just rocking and rolling and you can see the people and you can absorb it and feel it because obviously that's what being a human is all about, right? So that's what we're being doing. That's what we're gonna keep that philosophy with us in regards to AHA, Amp Live Media, and yes, our sponsors VIP Execs Realty Lending and Investments. They're a pivotal part of what we're doing here, simply because you want to have access to hard money. You want to have access to the real estate agents and brokers and all that good stuff too, right? So our resources will become your resources, right? So let's talk a little bit about this. Yes, there's 19 plus years of experience on my side and another 19 plus years of experience on the traditional side. So 40 plus years of experience that we're going to bring to the table for you to help you grow your business, build your legacy, and to, do what you're wanting to do on a part-time basis, full-time basis, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You can squeeze it in. I guarantee it. It's well worth it. And you should do it. I think every American, I'm not gonna lie, every American should do this from 18 to 80 anyways, should do just a little bit of something, right? A deal here, a deal there, learn the basics of that. And then you'll be able to have a far greater life than most average people. All right, let's go. Real training, real results, our real strategies and real results. A step-by-step system done with you support, exclusive training. Now, this obviously doesn't have the line of bonuses that are there, but they are there. There's a guarantee. There's 4. I believe we're going to be doing deal analysis. We'll be breaking down deals. You're going to have all the stuff you need. I'll show you the vault in a second with all the the deal automators and things that you're going to need to break down deals, evaluate deals. So it's very simple. Here's the process: leads to appointments to offers to deals to COE, close of escrow. That's the process. That's it. Rinse and repeat. Process, rinse and repeat. Process, rinse and repeat. And then when you're overflowing with a pipeline of leads and deals, then you go and hire somebody, right, for your acquisitions. And then keep on rocking, and then you hire somebody for your dispo. Then you're going to hire a lead coordinator to maybe someone to help you run your business, one person. And that could be, yes, AI. People are rocking AI. They're going, well, I don't need 3 or 4 VAs. I could just get 3 or 4 AI agents. And what are they doing? AI, they get the major AI that's trained like a manager, and it's training the other AIs to like an AI agent, acquisitions, dispo, marketing, all that good stuff. And they're plugging that in, break down deals and all that stuff for you. And they're little departments. So it's like having an AI automated company, right, is what's really happening. But there's nothing that's going to replace a human being in the interaction with another human being in rocking deals, okay? That is the superpower that AI cannot replace. Unless they pop it into a robot and say, I am a robot and I want to buy your house and all that shit. But not quite yet. It's not going to happen right now, right? We got a ways to go. So before that happens, it's you, it's me, it's us. Let's go out and rock and help our fellow Americans across the United States of America, because that's what this is all about. All right, let's keep on rolling here. I'm going to get into a little bit of training. I'm going to touch bases with that, and I'm going to go and show you a couple things. Yes, I'm going to put in some plugs and sponsors and things of that nature that we're going to do for today, for Tuesday, for the Tuesday Deals Day on the Amp Live Real Estate Show, powered by Amp Live Media, a media broadcasting and marketing company. Yes, and sponsored by VIP Execs Realty, Lending, and Investments, and Luxury Properties, Step into Excellence, okay? That is the brokerage side, the public side. So this is what we like to call the mission is a submission. I'm going to share that with you today. I'm going to share what we did today. We did the exact same thing with a seller, with a potential homeowner who is in a situation that is a distress situation where they need to sell. And sometimes they don't even know they need to sell. They think they have it covered. They think that maybe the bank's going to work with them, like this young man, and saying, oh, the bank's working with us. I got a good feeling they're going to do this and that, until I had a little coming of Jesus call with them in a very, very professional and sensitive and understanding manner to educate and share without beating up his property, without beating him up, and without saying, hey, I know everything because I got the ego that's the size of a monster and you need to do this because you're going to lose your house and scare the shit out of them. No, it's just straight, good old-fashioned information, open-ended questions, the Amp Live method, Sales 101, the art of the deal, to get results, and then put it and lay it on the table So he understands, and after the phone call, I'll share that with you, how that actually went. And it's like, okay, I get you. I appreciate it, because I'm definitely going to need some help if I have to go in this direction, because I don't know shizzle from Shinola, right? And I'm going to need some help. So no problem. Open door policy. We don't charge a dime to speak with us. And at the end of the day, we're going to help you in one way or another. I can guarantee it, as long as you are flexible. Fair enough? Yeah, that's fair. Appreciate it. It's okay if I follow up with you in a couple of weeks. Yeah, that'd be great. So every time in the golden rule for us, if it's 2 weeks, we're going to follow up in a week. If it's 1 month, we're following up in 2 weeks. Okay. It's always half the time, and then confirm. If you can get an email, great. We don't try to push it. Don't have to. Just confirming. Boom. I'm going to shoot you a text with my information, with my personal information. Okay. Well, do I reach back to you on this 657 or whatever the number is, or platform? So no, that's just a platform. It's marketing. It's how we reach, you and others across the United States of America. But I'm going to shoot you a text with my personal information. Save it, lock it into your phone, because you're going to need it one way or another, unless you're able to reinstate and do what needs to be done. Okay. So I'll get into that in a second. Then I'm going to share how this works. I'm going to actually share the full submission. I'm not going to share the address or anything or the name, but you'll definitely will see it. Okay. All right. So I'm going to move here to this, because it's true. All right. Why one-on-one mentorship matters in real estate investing. Now, it doesn't mean that, hey, the AMP Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator is a hybrid of the one-on-one mentoring, and that's our American Mentee program, right? That's our flagship program that we've had for several years across and helped other peeps across the United States of America by working with them one-on-one. This is the Accelerator program, right? So it's based on the one-on-one, but this is more of a coaching hybrid with some love. That's why the founders are going to get the love they need. The charter members are going to give the love they need, because I want to make sure that the foundation is super solid, because those are the people that are going to help the people that come in at $12,997, right? And that's a beautiful thing. Not all of them are going to stay, but most of them will. They should, I guarantee it, because we're going to spend the time that's needed to help you be successful. And when you're making money, well, where are you going to go? Yeah, you may go on your own. We want you to go on your own, right? That's part of it. But we also want you to bring people to say, hey, since you helped me do this, I want to bring people into the program and share that, right? So then that helps us. Okay, so it's a reciprocal win-win-win situation, and that's what it's designed to do. It's always designed to help each other. All right, so I'm going to go to this, and this is you may be feeling like this, right? The AMP Live American Mentee Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator from, hey, no money, no deals, no clue. I hear that all the time, right? I don't have any money. I don't have any deals. I have no clue what I'm doing. I think I do, or I thought I did, or I'd had a deal, and this happened, and that happened. Or maybe they made a couple of bucks, but it didn't work out. So then they think, oh, there's no deals here. I'm not going to wholesale, so maybe I go creative. Maybe I got to do creative. Or maybe I got to go to another city. Maybe I got to work virtual. Crap, BS, crap, BS. You just need some guidance, right? That's what we're here to do, all right? The goal here is, yes, deal closed, okay? Let's get that deal. Let's get that check. I'm going to show you how to find motivated sellers. Make offers with confidence. Use creative financing and creative real estate structuring and strategies to help you with your business, to help you grow and expand, expand, and to be able to thrive for the long term, okay? Because when things change, creative real estate investing is always going to be in there, wiggling within that gray area, okay? And that square spot, all right? Close deals and get paid. That's what this is about. And that's what we're here to do. I'm going to share this with you. Okay, here's the graphic. I love it. Awesome. So we did a great job. There's the bonuses so you can see it. It's $19.97 for the next 50 and then $12,997. So I don't know where it's at, who's come aboard and who hasn't for the 19 or for the charter program, or I should say for the charter members. Okay, so it's far more than just the price of admission. It's about being a part of something. It's about being part of the foundation. It's about being part of think of it as like a country club, like I was mentioning last night or night before. They're all blending together because we've just been ramming and rocking and rolling the launch and making sure that everything's working and it's making it easier for you, and that things are. And you go in there and make sure that the videos and the vault is what it is and everything's working, right? So if there's something that's not, definitely let us know. Something you want, let us know. And we'll do our best to get it for you, okay? But it's $19.97 for the next 50. It's the biggest lever you have is the price gap. Look at that, $19.97 versus $12.97, okay? And this is how it goes. Same thing, right? like I mentioned earlier, start your journey today. One American at a time, one property at a time, one family at a time. This is not about 50 charter members. It's about 50 families. All right. Real training, real strategies, real results. Like I mentioned, the guarantee is the same. All right. There's bonus number 1. And then obviously a live deal analysis call, a private community. That's going to be built on school. We've decided that. A motivated seller script. And there's a bunch of other unadvertised bonuses like I mentioned before. So I want to get into the beauty of that deal, right? And I'm going to share some of the stuff that transpired. And then you can listen to that and you can take it and use it however you want, because this is real life and live in the world right now as we did that call today. So I think I like that. I think so when we're doing those calls and, because I get into a groove, boom, I'll just put it on here and get into a groove and start talking to the seller. We do the same thing. I do the same thing. I go through the full submission, right? The mission is a submission. And then I submit it, boink, press the button, and then I get a copy and we start underwriting. We start going back, and then we'll set up an appointment to go back and talk with the seller. Even if we don't have an appointment, we're still getting a full submission, getting all the information submitted, put it into the CRM, make all the notes and go, boom, set an appointment for 2 weeks, right? Or I should say 1 week, unless it's a month. Hey, can I follow up with you in a month? 2 weeks for following up, okay? Because there's money and magic is in the follow-up. That's where you make your follow. That's where you make your money, all right? So let's keep on rolling here. This I want to share with you because we will be doing these obviously online. It's the Amp Live Real Estate Investing Meetup. So Amp Live in-person networking. We're going to have online networking. Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing discussions, marketing strategies, one-on-one Amp Live networking sessions with myself and Al. Of the Amp Live Real Estate Show. You can go to webinars.amp-live.net. It's down there. You can see it right over there. Boink. Go over there and click that link and get yourself a spot. And then as we do more and more of these, and if we get enough people, then yeah, I'd love to do them inside over here in Southern California, either at a restaurant or at the office of some sort. And then, if it's online, it's online. That's cool too. But I wanted to make it about, just networking, bring your deals, bring your wants and needs. I don't care if you got software, your software company, someone to sponsor and talk about stuff, and which is obviously all real estate related. You need some one-on-one, do a breakout room for some one-on-one love and all that good stuff. I think would be very beneficial and powerful, especially right now, because a lot of people are trying to figure out how to underwrite. They're trying to figure out how to do the deals. They're tired of the recipes. Hey, here's the recipe, go do it. No, they want the benefits. What can it do for me? How can it help me? And the only way to do that is, yes, it's live coaching, interacting with, or I should say a hybrid of mentoring, right? There is a difference between coaching and mentoring. There's a difference between TikTok and YouTube videos, right? Videos are videos. And then reading and studying. You can buy a little $10 course. You get what you pay for, $10, right? This is different, right? You're going, well, you get what you pay for. What do $147? Well, that has nothing to do with it. There's a reason why I did that. And there's a reason why we did that, right? And that's to get you in to say, look, this is it has nothing to do with the money. It has everything to do with getting the founders in and then working with the founders to build it up, because the true value when we're building this up and you're doing deals and you're closing deals and you're actually interacting and doing stuff in the program, it's eventually going to catch up to what the value is of $12,997 by the time we're done with the founders and then the charter members. Once we hit the 50 charter members, then it goes up to $12,997, and then that's it. We have enough in there to build on what needs to happen to create the tremendous amount of value that they're going to get. And even then, it's probably going to surpass the $12,997 in regards to value and what it's going to do for you. Okay. Because one deal is averaging $10,000 to $15,000, and then obviously in Southern California and the East Coast, it's $15,000 to $20,000 to $25,000, and sometimes if you're lucky, you'll hit those unicorn ones as well. Okay. And that's just for wholesale deals. Doesn't mean, you get a lot paid. You make more money with fix and flips. And then you got your sub 2 with cash flow, $500, $1,500 plus your lease options to get that cash flow or arbitrage and get some money up front, and then, help out the seller or the renter or landlord, right? And then obviously, makes it and get paid on some cash flow as well, or get paid when it cashes out and sells, right, at the higher price, and they do a refi, and then you make some money there too. So there's several ways. I'm not going to get into it all the way because it's more than what we have time for. Okay. So here's some of the goodies that are being dropped into. Well, you know what? I want to share with you what transpired because I thought it was cool. And then we'll get into this. But this is awesome. I love this. It's a sub 2 fix and flip deal automator. You can go. I'll pop in the link. You can get this free for right now, but it is part of the Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator. And this is just the beautiful skin that's on it. Inside of the vault, there is the actual 4 tabs that come with it. And there's a lot more to it because you got to put in everything, right? You put in all the information that's needed. It'll break down the deal, whether it's a good deal, bad deal, unicorn deal. It'll break it down into 1 month, 3 months, 9 months, all the way up to 12 months to show where you're at on profit margins and all that good stuff. So let me pop that in there right there. You can get a hold of that. It's in the chat. Okay. All right. So let me go. Let me check on something right here. I believe I got somebody need something real quick. Let me see. Sure. No problem. Okay. Take care of this 1 second. Okay. Let's go. I believe it's right here on this link under I have to freaking send it to him. There we go. Okay. Oops. Oh, wait. Bear with me 1 second. Appreciate it. It's live, real, and raw. But as I'm doing this, the young man we talked to today, we made the phone call. He asked us to give him a call. He said anytime. So we called him up. This came from the lead generation and the campaigns that we're running in all 4 counties here in Southern California. Okay. So let me make sure that I do this real quick for right here. And then the price ladder. And then I'm going to pull that up and do that. Make sure I understand which one isn't. Okay. There it is. It's those. Okay. And I believe it's that one. Okay. So let me get this over to Mr. Swede. Multitasking here. Here we go. Okay. But yeah, the young man didn't really have a clue what's going on with the bank. Thinking the bank's going to help him. The bank's not going to help him. 1 second. Price ladder graphic and then landing page. That is at 634. And that one was at 6. Okay, both of these. It's got to be it. Here we go. Zoink. HTML. All right. Just reviewing. It's for the charter members. We're obviously the 147 is gone, so we have to make sure we're updating the 1997. But if you do find a link and it has 147, we will honor it. And hey, congratulations, amen to you. Okay. We'll honor it and you get in for 147 because there's a lot of stuff floating all over the place on different social media platforms. And if it's there, like I said, if the link is working, then hey, we will honor it. If the link is not working, then it's because it's been closed down and shut down, obviously. All right. So let's keep rolling here. All right. There we go. Beautiful, wonderful. All right. One decision. There we go. Okay. We'll continue. What does that say? What's the bottom? Can I read it? Darn it. Gotta brighten that shit up. Sheesh. All right, let's get into some rock and rollness. Okay. All right. So let's go. All right. Hopefully, won't be any interruptions. I appreciate it. Sorry about that. Okay, let's go. We'll check this out. Let me take a look. Make sure we get a Fabicon rocking and rolling. Okay. Do. All right. Yeah, looking good. Got that going. Boom, pop up. Beautiful. Sure it works. All right, there it is. Wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Now I'm gonna pull it up now. We got the charter page. It is live. Rock and roll. Boy rocks. Awesome. Thank you. Promoting. Thank you. Pounding the computer. All right. I'll put it right here. Here we go. There it is. You can see. But there's the link right there for the charter members and charter members only. So let's get down to this. Let's check this out. I believe I'm going to bring this up, and then I was going to share screen the actual. Can I do it? Let me pull it up right here. Where we got? Oh, we got to go to window. I'm going to pull this up. I'm going to pull, I believe, the submission for this young man. Make sure we're good here. Where's it at? There it is. Share it. Let me make sure that you can see it. And there, beautiful. Okay. All right. So let me make sure I adjust that. And we are go all the way to the top. There we go. There it is. All right, cool. So as you can see right here, I'll just go from here, and then we'll jump into the mission is submission. Okay, so the mission is submission. Not to take away from anything that we're doing here, but we're going to mix this up with a little bit of some value, dropping some value, some education. So first and foremost, when you're rocking and rolling, you're hunting those leads, you're popping leads out there. And for us, for this particular one, it came down the wire through a campaign, which was through text and email and Ring's voice message and all that good stuff, right? So they responded back through text. They got some emails. Sometimes they do respond through an email, say, hey, can you make me an offer? What type of offer are you going to make me? Or, can you give me a call or whatever? As long as they raise their hand, that's the most important part. Doesn't matter what they do. As long as they raise their hand somehow, and it confirms that they own the property. It could be awesomeness. It could be vulgarity. It could be just dumb stuff that people say, right? For whatever reason, we get it. They're emotional, and hey, life is happening, but there's no reason to strike out on others when you want to create that problem, or it's just the way it goes. Anyways, let's see. Oh, creating variation now. Cool. So we're going to have two variations. We're going to have two different types of landing pages, or two types of pages for the creative real estate investing, or I should say the AMP Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator. The one I just sent you right now is obviously just a duplicate from our 147 to its 1997. And then obviously we're sprucing it up, making it a lot more sexier like we did with the calculator, or I should say the deal automator that you've seen. But definitely jump aboard and grab it while you can. In this case, yeah, there's definitely the calculator. So let's get into this. I'm going to share this with you. So let me tell you the story really quick, and then I will pull this up here. And can I do this? Can I move it up and down? No, I can't. All right, that's okay. All right. So we'll make sure it's in the window. So as you can see, we buy houses, ugly ones too. Cash your term, sell your house fast. Cash your term, 7 days or less. No commissions, no closing costs. Written guarantee within 24 to 48 hours. Cash your terms in 7 days or less. No equity in your home. We can still buy it. Okay. You pay zero cost, never an upfront fee. Sell or save your house today. Now, well, we used to always be this. We buy houses, cash, and had nothing to do about saving your house. But since things are, so we were doing this before social media came out, and before creative real estate investing was being promoted to everybody out there, and people understanding a little bit more about what creative real estate or seller financing or sub-2 is this existing financing is. And then this is after the crash, and we started going, okay, let's sell or save your house, right? Because those things were coming down the wire until the government got involved and started squashing, attorneys and loan mod companies, short sale companies, even brokers and agents and lenders, all kinds of stuff just to dip in there to spank everybody up, but then solve the problem, right? They could have solved the problem by just redoing the loans. Here's a $700,000 property. It's worth $200,000 now. Redo the freaking loan. Right. But they didn't do that because they just wanted to print more money and give money to everybody and all the big companies and F the American people like they always do. Right. So until the Americans start standing up and doing something about it. But this is our little way. Right. This is our little way through AHA, Americans Helping Americans, Amp Live, the Amp Live Media Program and all that good stuff. And yes, Amp Live, the Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator to help you and others across the United States of America. Right. Do your little part to help your fellow Americans, to help each other. Because if we're just doing it, we're helping each other in our own little way, it'll grow, it expands, it grows and expands, at least for you and your core. And you figure we're doing that with 50 families and another 50 families, then we continue to expand and grow. That is the purpose of why we're doing it, why I'm doing it. So it is, it's God-driven, but it's also purpose-driven. And obviously we're doing this to help you and others across the United States of America and us too, because we know we're going to get deals out of it. We're going to obviously sell the program and push the program and share the program and that's been part of the mission, is to say, look, not everybody understands. Can I go buy a piece of real estate? Oh, I'm not smart enough, or I don't have enough money, or I came from a poor family, or I couldn't go to college, or I don't have a college degree. I don't have this, I don't have that. The bottom line is that anybody can do it if you set your mind to do it, because it's just common sense stuff, right? Along with some things where someone's going to help you to say, don't go that way, let's go this way. You want to go that way, there's nothing there. It's a freaking dead end. Don't go. We've been there. And I'm telling you, some people are stubborn and they'll go. And then they'll come back and they'll go, okay, what do we do? We're going to go this way. This is where the money's at. This is how we're going to structure the deal. This is what's going to transpire. This is how you're going to get paid. This is how we're going to help the sellers. This is how we're going to get your investors and build investors and private money, all this stuff. Everything's tied over here. Over here, there's nothing here. It's caca, doo-doo. There's nothing in it. It's just empty anyways, okay? So check it out. That's my rant. It's not even a Sunday sermon, but let's roll. Okay, check it out. We buy houses, only ones too, cash your terms. Okay, we're going to pull this. We're going to roll this here because this is a type of property, a single family. I want to make sure I can see it here on the program, or I should say this platform. There we go. Okay, so 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. Let me switch this out so you can actually move over here. And do that. There you go. Hello, can you see me? All right, we're here. Okay, cool. All right, let me get a little bit of coffee, and I'm going to share what we did here. You can also scan that QR code. You like what you hear, you like what's going on. You go, man, I'm just going to come aboard. Let's rock. Let's roll. There is the Amp Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator QR code. Also, the link is in the chat, and it's in the post. It's everywhere, and you can come aboard as a charter member, okay? So let's go for it. So this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath property that's in the Riverside County area, Inland Empire, if you like to call it that. Inland Empire it's pretty big. It's huge, right? It's all Riverside, even parts of San Bernardino and things of that nature. There's a lot of nice, juicy houses. You got Corona and a bunch of other places, right? So with that said, this property came about, said, hey, can you give me a call? I said, okay, what time works for you? Anytime. Cool. Let's jump on the horn. Okay. We can go back and forth with text. Can you tell me about your property? Can you do this? Can you do that? Can you do this? Can you do that? And then try to, get an offer through text, get an offer through the phone or whatever. We said, boom, I just said, boom, let's call them up. So this is how the call transpired. We gave them a call, started touching bases with them. How you doing? Hey, yeah, this is Eric from AHA. AHA, what does that mean? We tell them AHA, Americans Helping Americans. We're a creative real estate investment. We're a real estate investment company. I hear, talk to me about your property. You interested in selling it? No, I'd really like to keep it and this and that. I'm working with the bank, and I think they're really going to work with me and help me out. And that's where I had to get into it. Say, look, the banks are not there to help you. They want to a degree, they do it because they legally have to. And and just by full disclosure and full disclaimer, I'm not an attorney. Okay, I'm not a CPA. I'm not a financial analyst. I'm not a bookkeeper. I'm none of that shit. This is for entertainment purposes. Use it, don't use it. That's just it, right? But these are things that I do, we do. And then when you come to the American Minty, I should say the Amp Life Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator, we're going to share these things with you. And there's certain things that you should do, like the contracts, go get an attorney. There's certain things that, you got to do your homework, right? At the same token, too many people going on Facebook going, can I use this? Can I use that? Oh, just Google it and download this and that. Read. And some people don't even read the freaking contract. When I first got a contract, I didn't use the first one. I looked at this one, I go, man, that looks like shit. I'm not protected. Seller's not protected. This is not the next one. I think I went through about 10, 15, 20 contracts, believe it or not. And then I became a contract freak, a clause freak, because that's where you're going to make your money and protect yourself, the seller, everybody you're working for, whether it's wholesaling, JVing, assignments, all that good stuff, right? They need to be drafted up a certain way. And when you learn the business, you learn that, okay, cool. And then I finally found one and I used it. I'm not going to tell a story, but you come aboard and I'll share the story with you. And we'll go from there. But you got to at least read the damn thing. Okay. I read them over and over and over like it was the gospel. What about this? What if that happens? Okay. This clause is for this. And the way it's written sounds like this, but can this happen or that happen? Right. Obviously, an attorney is going to tell you, and they're going to give you their opinion based on you paying them 150, 200, 350 bucks or whatever they charge an hour these days. Okay. For me, it was 150 bucks when I did it. And that was several years ago, right? Even then that was pricey. It's like, shit, 150 bucks an hour. Woo-wee. But now it's like, it is what it is, right? Even when you're doing deals and you fix and flip and you break down your hours, you go, man, I just made this much money per hour. That's the awesome part. So that's where we're going to get you to. Okay. But as on this particular property, the young man was like, okay, I'm working with my bank. I'm pretty sure. I said, are you sure? Did you do a loan mod? Are you trying to do a loan mod? Yeah. Did you put in the paperwork? Not quite yet. We just talked to them. They said, hey, we're going to look into some stuff and we'll call you back. Okay. That's not going to work. I said, unless you call them every single day and you're the squeaky wheel, you're not going to get a loan mod. I guarantee it. Okay. Those are the numbers. It's the brutal truth. The ones that do it and they're hounding every single day, they usually 9 times out of 10 get pro tip if you see this, they get the loan mod, right? But if you haven't even put in the paperwork, you still got to put in the paperwork, and then you got to fill it all out. Then you got to send it back to them. And then there's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days for that shit to roll through. So it's like lending, right? If you're trying to get qualified for a loan and you put all the paperwork and then they start it takes 2, 3, 4 days or whatever to say, yeah, you're good to go. You're approved, you get a full approval. And then if they need, there's obviously a list and they got to stack that up. Say, we need a couple of these documents. Every time you give a document to a lender, it's going to take 2 or 3 days. People think, oh, it's instant. Here you go. Can I have my answer? No, it takes 2 or 3 days just to process, because it has to go to the lender, which is your broker or whoever. And then it's got to go to the actual underwriter. And then they got to look at it. Then it's got to hit another department. And then they come back and go, okay, cool, we're good. Or no, we need this, this, and this, or this isn't correct. People don't understand that, right? It's not like turning on a switch on and off. There's a process to it. And there's people, just like real estate. That's why people hire a professional real estate agents and brokers, because there's a bunch of paperwork, there's policies and procedures, there's lending, there's escrow, there's title, right? There's the inspection. There's all kinds of moving parts in this vehicle, right? So the same thing here. As with God bless the young man, but he can put his faith in the bank. I say the banks are the devil, period, right? Because they don't care unless you're a big number and you got a bunch of money in the bank. Even then, sometimes it doesn't matter. Just a loan number. And then that loan number is the trustee. And then the loan number is given, and the trustee is given to who? A servicer, right? So it's just a company that's going to service the loan. They just do the paperwork. They collect the payments. They foreclose. And then once they foreclose or start the process, it goes over to an attorney or another servicing company that's actually going to do the foreclosing process, right? So there's more what? There's more cogs in the wheel. And if you're trying to do this, or I should say the homeowners are trying to do that themselves, unless you're the squeaky wheel, yes, you can mess with the banks, manipulate them, stretch it out. But ultimately, you're going to lose. You're not going to win. You're just going to buy time, is what I tell people. And so I said, okay, well, what have you reinstated the loan? No. I said, well, what are the back payments? I'm not quite sure. I said, well, I can look it up. I'll see. Is it like, what's the mortgage payment? $2,000. Okay, what's the interest rate? 3.65, I think. What type of loan? FHA? Oh, FHA loan. Okay. So I do know that, just remember, told them a little story about other people. Said, hey, yes, they're going to do trial payments. After they filled out the paperwork, said, we're going to do a trial payment. The lady, and this is here in town as well, in Southern California, Los Angeles County, made a payment and then didn't make the second payment, and that kicked her out of the program. They said, unfortunately, because the guidelines and laws and the way things have changed, no, you can't do this program again. And in June, you're getting a notice of trustee sale, right? They're going to file a notice of trustee sale, and then that's going to be another $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on top of the 2 months, 1 month you've missed, and then this month, and then the time they file is going to be 2 months. So another 2 months worth of payments and default, and then another $4,000 to $6,000. It just keeps growing and growing, sucking up the equity, right? And then she's going to have to either do a bankruptcy for real, or she's going to have to sell the property for real, because she's like, I don't want to sell my property, Eric. That was another call we had. We had that one yesterday. And it's like, no, I don't want to sell my property. I don't want to sell my property. I said, well, it's just, I get it. What exactly do you do? Well, let's get on the phone and I'll share it with you. Same thing here. Got on the phone with them. What exactly do we do? Who are we? What we're about? What we're tied to? And then, yes, sometimes you got to say the same thing 2 or 3 times so they process and understand it, right? He kept saying, no, I'm confident the bank's going to work with me. I said, well, let me tell you a little bit about what's going to transpire. Unless you put in all that paperwork, because you're going to have to put in the paperwork, do you have the ability to pay? Are you okay? Now, I know it's personal. You don't have to tell me because I didn't establish long enough. When you establish a relationship and they like what you hear and the call's going longer, then you can start asking. And that's where the submission is submission, when we do it in 3 different steps, right? Asking about the house and start breaking it down, 3 magical questions, setting the stage, all that good stuff, right? And when we do that full call that way, then they're going to start telling you, right? Oh, yeah, this is what happened really. So, this happened, that happened. I lost my job, or, my wife, or it was credit, or it was this, or it was that. There's always going to be something that happened. So this one, he's like, oh, yeah, there's some personal things happen. I say, no problem. Definitely get it. Life happens. Says, yeah, man, life's freaking crazy, man. All kinds of stuff, but hopefully, it's only once of a lifetime thing. I said, well, no, stuff like this is not once in a lifetime thing. Do you think it is? I'm not sure how old you are, young man, but once the stuff like this happens all throughout your life, it just depends on what you do, right? And how you deal with stuff, right? Or how you take it. Some take it as spilt milk. Others are like, oh my God, this is a major thing. So it just depends. So I let the young man know, okay, look, the bank, when you do this, it's $2,000. Okay, get it. So that means you're probably about 14, and now you've missed 2 payments because the one was the NOD, all in February. Okay, in February. So now you got about 90 days. So about sometime this month, around the 20th or so, right? You're probably going to get what's called a notice of trustee sale. And they're going to tag on another $4,000 or $5,000. And then they're going to set a date from 45 days to the auction. And then what can happen is either an investor like us or another investor can actually go and buy the property cash. We've been finding and seeing a trend that we pay more by working with you, which is an option, is to be able to sell your property, move on, and then go from there, and not be all stressed out. It's just a piece of property, right? Move on. Your health is worth more than that. Or another investor will buy it, and then they'll come to you, and then they'll say, hey, do you want to, you can buy it from me, pay back or whatever. And 9 times out of 10 is like, okay, hey, you're going to have to move. Right. And he's like, okay, I get it. And then we were talking about the back payments. Right. And then, so you're going to be up to about $25,000 by the end of this month. Can you reinstate the loan? That might be an option. I think we can. I'm not sure. I think we can, but I think that'd be like an option, or last option. I want to see what the bank is going to do. So, if you think the bank, what's your interest rate? 3.65. When you do a loan mod, if they give you a loan mod, young man, you have to have the ability to pay. Can you make what's your payment? 2,000? Can you pay more than 2,000? Can you pay 25, 26, maybe $3,000? Yeah, but why would I? Well, because they're going to, you know what interest rates are? They're 5-6% plus. You're not going to get a 3.65 interest rate. They're going to give you an interest rate based on today's market, and your payment's going to go higher. And then they're going to take whatever back payments, the $25,000 that you owe, and throw it at the back of the loan. So what do you owe now? Like, that amount, and then they're going to do a loan, and which is going to make your payment higher, right? Can you handle that? Is that what you want? No, I think reinstating is going to be better for me. I said, okay, well, do you have the money? Because a lot of people, I'm not going to say anything. Don't take it personal. But a lot of people say their uncle, their aunt, their grandma are getting money or getting a settlement or this and that. It's only 60 days away, right? 60 days moves like that. So don't wait. Do me a favor, okay? Find out what's going on with the bank. If you need help, we don't charge you a dime for what we do, okay? But at least you'll have options, and I'll lay down the options for you on what you can do, right? We're very, very creative and very flexible as long as you are. Fair enough? Yeah, no problem. That's cool. Okay, I get it. Yeah. Because I don't know, like I said, I don't know anything from this to that. That's not what I do, because I did ask him, man. I said, I don't know what you do for a living, but I know what we do for a living and what we've done. And we do this throughout the United States of America and including our own backyard. And we understand how it works with the banks and what they do and what we do and how we do it and how we can help you. You just don't know that yet. And I get that and I understand. So I tell you what, why don't you, we're going to follow up. Okay. I'm going to follow up with you in a couple of weeks. Is that okay? So ask for permission. They said, yeah, sure. No problem. You have any questions for me? No, not really. I said, okay. So the reinstatement. And then if that doesn't happen, then I started asking about the property. Is the property, how is the property? Does it need repairs? He said, yeah. I said, okay, what type of repairs? Started getting into it. And then he found out that, yeah, it did. And he said, yeah, it needs a lot of repairs, to be honest with you. Okay, so that's continual maintenance there, right? So after we found out and got all the information about what needs to be done and what needs to be fixed up and things of that nature, then we moved to going, hey, sometimes it's your best bet, right? Try to get as much money as you possibly can and go get another piece of property. Because if you get a pre-foreclosure on your record, then what are you going to do if you can't reinstate? I don't know. Okay, well, that's important. We should have that conversation. That's why I'm calling you, and that's why I'm reaching out to you today to help you out with that, so we can actually share some things so you actually have some options for yourself and your family. Does that make sense? Is that fair enough? He said, yeah, okay. So what do I need to do? So, well, you probably, we can buy the property from you cash. There's ways where we could be very creative to get your equity. I told him a story of what we did for other people and how we, the sub-2 process. If it goes all cash, it's one way. If we go seller finance, or if we go a certain way where we can take over the mortgage and this and that, get into it, all those options are there. But we won't get into those until actually, you are confident 100% that that's what you want to do. Then we'll come out with you. We'll either get you an offer, or we'll go out and meet with the property, walk the property, and we'll get everything taken care of that day. But just don't wait. I said, don't wait till the last minute. A lot of people wait till the last minute and they end up losing their property. So don't do that. All right. So let's go through it and see what we got here. So I'm going to go through and share this with you. Where's it at? Right here. Okay, cool. So 2-bedroom, built 1982, 1,447 square foot. So we did put this into the fix and flip deal automator, pop out the numbers based on the square footage, the rehab, what it's going to need. Lot size is pretty cool, right? So we got 0.46. So that's a nice juicy piece there. Maybe some ADU love. The thing does have a pool, but it's not like the newest pool and things of that nature. So it's probably going to need some love, some work and things of that nature to add to the actual rehab. So we accounted for that. Yes, he said a lot. Does the house need any repairs? So you can see all these questions we're going to ask, right? How long do you own the house? Since 2017. Need any repairs? What's the estimated? It came up with 43. It's probably going to be more because it is a smaller property. But we're looking at the floor, central heat, air, paint updates on the inside, and there's some other stuff that too much to put into here. House currently listed, not listed with an agent. What is your asking price? And the NA didn't want to answer that. Didn't have an answer because he wants to keep it, right? How did you arrive at the number? Didn't have a number because he doesn't know what the property's worth. And if he had the house appraised, what do you think the house would be worth? He had no idea. So I think he just signed on the dotted line when he bought the house, right? He just wanted to rock and roll the American dream. Lender is what it is right there. Balance on the lender is $251. Payments $2,000. Interest rate 3.9. Lender number 2, no. Sometimes there's number 2, number 3. We're seeing a lot of houses with 2 or 3 lenders or 2 or 3 loans on them, and still have equity. And they're still like, no, I want this, I want that, and sellers are a trip, right? And they're stubborn, and so sometimes you just gotta bite the bullet, right, and move on. Take the hit and move on, or risk getting nothing. All right, impounded. So taxes are impounded, insurance impounded, private mortgage insurance, that's PMI. That means through FHA, yes, of course, government's protected, they're protected. So though even if they take the house back, they still got insurance. They get paid there, and they get 80%. They get, it's just whatever. I'm not even getting into that. But there is usually, that's why the payment's usually a little higher, right? So even though the interest rate might be good, then you got a payment maybe 14, and there's going to be another $200-300 every single month to pay for that the PMA, private mortgage insurance, that protects the government loan and all that good stuff, right? Can never get out of that. The only way you can get it, you can't even refi that. I think you can refi, yeah. Because before there used to be, I think once you get it down to 80%, you can go back and redo the loan and knock out that private mortgage insurance. So now you actually have to do a refi or have it sold to get rid of that crazy loan. Even though it gets you in only at 3.5% and all that good stuff, but payments behind, yes. If so, what amount? It's more like probably by the end of this month, it's going to be more like $24,000. Are there any liens or back taxes? Of course, we're going to look when we pull title. He didn't know, so most likely, because if he doesn't know a lot about other stuff, then he may not realize that there probably possibly is, right? But I doubt it. Anyway, we'll see. You just never know. So you never assume. Have you received a foreclosure notice? Yes. Next is going to be a notice of default or notice of trustee sale. Has the foreclosure been set? No, not yet. That won't happen until probably this month. Would you sell your house for what you owe on is what we call the 3 magical questions, right? So we usually set the stage and say, hey, Mr. So-and-so, do me a favor. Yeah, what's up? I'm going to wrap up really quick. I appreciate you taking the time, but don't hang up on me, okay? Oh, no, you've been great. Are you ready? Yes. That's just called setting the stage, getting him prepared for the 3 magical questions, and also getting him to tie down 3 yeses, okay? So that's just part of the process, Sales 101. Would you be willing to receive any of your equity, if applicable, in the form of monthly payments? How does that work? I'm not sure. Need more information. Would you be willing to sell your house by allowing us to take over your monthly payments? I don't think that can happen, or my bank can do it. I just want to get my money. If I do sell it, I want to get as much money as possible. Okay, need more information. So comments, right? So he's waiting on the bank for an answer. Loan mod will reinstate, follow up 2 weeks, get an appointment, rock and roll, and close it up. So then we usually do a scale of 1 to 10, right? On the scale of 1 to 10, we'll say it. On a scale of 1 to 10, Mr. So-and-so, 1 meaning no hurry, 5 don't have much time, and 10 I need to sell. Now, like yesterday, where would you be at on that timeline? Now, he said 5 don't have much time, which at least he understands that, and understands that there is a time frame after I explain things to him. And others, you believe it or not, they could be in free foreclosure. They could be going to the auction, probate, all kinds of stuff can be happening, just a time frame. And believe it or not, their motivation could be 1 or 2. Now, I will say that out of 5, that's usually best suited for a real estate agent to list the property after we go through everything. And a 10, anything 5 and over, right? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is great for the real estate investor, great for you, for us, and others in the private sector. Just FYI, that kind of gauges the seller and what direction we're going to go in. So you get an instant offer within 24 hours, beautiful, lovely things, time-stamped and all that good stuff. So that's how that basically works when we're doing this stuff here. Let me go back over here and wrap it up. But that's how we do the mission is a submission. So we wrapped up the call and I said, okay, cool. Make the notes in the CRM, put it in there for an appointment in 1 week, and we'll follow up with the young man. Also shot him a text. Here's personal information, personal number. You can give me a call anytime. If for whatever reason you're talking to the bank and you're going, hey, they said this, they said that, or whatever, we'll be more than happy to help you with that. If for whatever reason you do decide that, you know what, I think I just want to sell and get rid of this thing, hey, we'll get you a no obligation instant offer. Sound good? Oh yeah, I appreciate it, man. You shared a lot of information with me. Thank you very much. I appreciate you calling. And yeah, you have a good day. You have a great week. That's it. Wrap it up, right? Now, that's how that's done. And at the same token, when they're ready to go, and if they are ready to go, and you can get an appointment to go view the property with some more motivation, then we actually will make an offer on phone, get an LOI, or we'll actually set an appointment. Because after we get all the information, what we do is we go and underwrite, see where the money's at, see where the extra strategy's at. Because a lot of people, when they're ready for an offer, they'll be asking, can you give me an offer? What's my offer going to be? How much can you offer me? How much can you offer me? How much can you offer me? Obviously, we got to have a rebuttal and say, well, it's like anything else. When you bought the house, didn't you have an inspector? You had to go look at it. You had to go do some stuff, right? You just didn't buy it sight unseen, right? Well, no. Okay, well, we're not going to do the same thing, but all we got to do is walk through it one time, and then we'll sit down and we'll bring it up. If we come and view the property and you're serious and you're flexible, we will come down and we'll have an offer for you that day. And if you're ready to rock and roll a deal and sign on the dotted line, if the deal is to your liking, then we'll get it done that day. Fair enough? Yeah, that's more than fair. Okay, I get it. Okay, but you still don't know like what, a lot of people can do this, a lot of people do that. And, people have been giving me verbal offers, say, well, we're professionals. I'm sure you respect that, right? And I wouldn't just want to spit out a number without doing the due diligence, because then we wouldn't be considered professionals. That wouldn't be professional. You want to deal with professionals, right? You want a professional to actually give you a professional estimation of what your property's worth and why we're offering what we're offering you, and then sharing that with you, right? Well, yeah, of course. Okay, then that's what we're going to do. And also there's another rebuttal. It's about like having a Lambo, or like, hey, when you go buy a car and you buy a Lambo, right, you're going to go look at it, right? You may see the pictures, but you don't know if there's an engine in there. You don't know what the interior looks like. Heck, he can even show you pictures of all kinds of stuff. And if you spend $200,000 and you go pick up the Lambo and have it delivered and there's no engine, the interior's gone, or you just bought a shell of a car, that wouldn't be good, right? Now, I'm not going to lie. We've done it in the past where we say, hey, no problem. If the offer's the offer and they're at 600,000 and it's 300,000, that's all they want. Sure, we'll get it to them. We'll get them in an offer. But when we go view the property, they say, oh yeah, it's livable. It's good to go. And it's burnt down, or there's a bunch of fire, or there's, the walls are all caved in, then we got to cancel, or we got to renegotiate the deal. That stuff happens. So what we're going to do is, when we're doing this stuff, is to eliminate the BS, eliminate the drama, and eliminate spinning those wheels by not understanding. So everything we do is for a purpose, right? Every word we use, every angle when we're working with the seller is for a reason, to confirm those things, to make sure that they're serious. Because when they're serious, then we move forward. So they'll go, okay, no problem. I definitely get it. I appreciate that. Then we'll give them the memorandum of, when we close up the call, thank you. I appreciate it. Do you have any questions for me? If you have questions, you answer them. If you can't answer them, so no problem. If you qualify for that, then we'll explain that to you, and we'll bring that to the table. At the same token, in case I missed anything today, is it okay if I call you back or text you? What's your best mode of operation? Email, text, or phone? Yeah, a little text, or just sometimes it's just email. Then you do that, okay? In case I missed anything, I'm going to shoot you a text and give you a call. All right, no problem. Appreciate it. We're going to be in touch probably within the next 24 to 72 hours. And for whatever reason, we do the takeaway, right? So if for whatever reason it's not a good fit, okay, for whatever reason, then I'm going to give you a professional courtesy call back and let you know, and then point you in the direction with some resources that may or may be able to help you. Is that fair? Is that cool? That work for you? Yeah, no, hey, that's awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you. Have a great day. You've been wonderful. Oh, thank you. And you have a great week as well. Boom, and you move forward, right? That is the mission of the submission. We're over at 57 minutes. You got 3 minutes. I'm going to wrap this up, and then we're going to close it up, because I know we got some stuff to do, and I got some stuff to do as well. Here's the 1997 right there. You can scan that QR code, or if it isn't there, or it is actually down below. And I believe we got a new link that's there. Oh, sheesh. All right. I got to get the Swede real quick. He's You can also join the Facebook group. It's absolutely free. It's going to be at the very top. Boink, this popped up. It said, join the live now. So you can actually join these lives now. I'm going to put this up here as well. You can scan that QR code right there. Boink, boink, boink. For the AMP Live Creative Real Estate Investing Accelerator. For the next 50 only. Next 50 charter members only. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and leave you with something really quick. All right. All right. So let me pull it up, make sure it's there. So you can scan that QR code, lock that in. I'm going to go over here, pull this up, and I believe I can share this with you. I think here's the new page. Where'd it go? Okay. Oh, there it is. All right. I'm going to share that screen instead. Get back in here. And now I have too many tabs open. I get it. So let me add a screen. Is it right here? Nope. Let's see, where's it at? Where'd it go? Let me do this. There we go, right there. Next to the Opus. There we go. Let's see if it shows. All right, cool. I'll close this one and leave this open here. Okay, so here we go. Ready? So the Amp Live Creator Real Estate Investing Accelerator program right there, right? Obviously, though, that's the wrong one. That's not it. It was at 147, not anymore. Okay, then I got to fix that, right? Okay. So let's go ahead and go back over here. Close that one out. Stop. All right. Here. Too many tabs, huh? We're not going to run. Okay. Pull this up here. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate you watching. Hopefully you got some value from that. And we're going to do that every Tuesday. And Thursday is awesome day as well, when we're talking sellers on the phone, texting. We'll do on Friday for sure. When we get to that point in the program, there'll be some live role play, because the first week we're going to be talking about mindset and showing up and all that good stuff. And then the second week, we're going to be breaking down deals and showing how to break down deals using the deal automators and things of that nature, so you can get the right comps and the ARV and how to break those down. And then we're obviously going to get into the following week as we do it live. We'll do live role play, just like we did now with, so this way you can get on the phone and be able to talk to these sellers and master the Amp Live method, right? To be able to get all that information so you can make a determination of whether it's going to be a wholesale deal, a fix and flip deal, a sub-2 deal, a lease option, and all those things that will roll through the funnel. So you'll be able to do the same thing. And then last but not least, hey, with surfing for deals, right? We're going to show you how to surf for deals, how to get leads, and how to work those leads so you can start building a pipeline, right? So you can actually start doing what? Yes, making offers. But as we do that, you start building a pipeline. Then the week after that, when you start working your program. You start getting in there going, okay, now I'm hitting properties. I'm talking to sellers. I'm building a pipeline. And now you're going to be underwriting and getting leads and, yes, writing offers and sending those offers out to get accepted or not accepted, whether it's on the phone or whether you're going to go belly to belly in your area. Then obviously the week after that, then we're going to start talking about marketing. Hey, how do we automate this stuff? How do we plug in some CRM stuff, some text love, some ringless voice message, emails, data, all that good stuff, and talking about the tech stack. We can go with the 3 simple tech stack, or you can go 4 or 5, or even up to 7 if you're pushing some volume, or if you're ready, wherever, depends on where you're at. And we'll work with you on that, because in the beginning, we're going to help you build a target. We're going to help you build a game plan, and then our goal is to help you achieve those things, okay, for the long term. All right, but that's how that works. So with the vault, that's the standard vault. There's nothing you're going to need, because it's going to be inside the vault. You'll have the contracts, LOI, seller scripts, deal checklists, and all that good stuff, deal analyzers and deal automators inside of the vault, which is a beautiful, lovely thing. You're going to have this as well. This is the deal automator. It says calculator, but I don't change it. I like deal automator better. Sub-2 fix and flip. You'll be able to jump in there and pop in those numbers, right? So you can use sub-2 to fix and flip and leverage those deals with private money and all that good stuff. But the beautiful thing too is that you'll also have access to VIP execs, realty, lending, and investments. So you'll be able to list those properties. So you'll be able to novate those properties. You'll be able to say, I want to fix and flip, but I don't know where to get the hard money. Well, you can get qualified. We're going to help you get qualified so you can buy properties to fix, flip, buy, and hold. If you decide you want to do the BRRRR method and fix it up and get it up to par, and then turn around and refi it out into a DSCR loan, pull some cash out so you can go do some more deals, and then rent out that property for your inventory, start building a portfolio for you and your family, then awesome. Or whatever it may be, you and your partner, associates, family, I don't know. But that's going to be the process. So as our exclusive affiliate, right, and partner with that stuff, you're going to have access to that. Okay, so it's super powerful, and it's something that's one of the elements that a lot of people don't think about, but it's needed. Okay. Also, this is the actual one that you'll download and you'll get to be inside the vault. This has 4 tabs, as you can see, right? The flip calculator, the rehab detail, and the maximum allowable calculator, and of course the hold and exit strategies, right? For the exit strategies, the sub 2 is the seller finance. Can I fix and flip this on the first month, second month, third month, 6 month, 9 month, and 12 months? Is there profit in there? What is the profit? Based in dollar amounts and based on the return on investment net, right? Super important. Those are the 2 things that investors will throw at you when you qualify them or vet them in regards to what type of deals are they looking for? What type of, what price points do they need? And they're going to tell you, where's your spread? What type of spread, right? A lot of them will try to push you off and try to say, just find me a deal so they don't get, pigeon-toed, so they don't get pigeonholed or, locked into some type of criteria. They want you to send me everything. That's a waste of time. Okay, you gotta vet them and lock them in and say, look, what is it you're looking for? And they're going to tell you 2 things. I need to make either 40 or 50,000 bucks or 35,000 bucks, whatever it is after this return on investment net. Okay, cool. Or I need to make 10, 15, 20, or 30% return on investment, or whatever. They're going to give you a percentage, or they're going to give you a dollar amount. That's it. It's easy peasy. Either one. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter if they give you 10%. Well, what is that? We'll figure it out. You got to reverse engineer some stuff, right? We're going to share that with you. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. All right. But let's keep on moving here. And thank you for watching the Amp Live TV and the Amp Live Real Estate Show. Always real, raw, and standing for truth. Home of the Amp Live Real Estate Show. Your host, Erick of Amp Live and VIP Execs, powered by Amp Live Media, a media broadcasting and marketing company. And our sponsors, VIP Execs Realty, Lending and Investments. Step into excellence. Keep on rocking and rolling in all that you do. And I'm going to leave you with this magical, awesome graphic. I believe it's right here. There it is. And it should have right there the QR code to lock in your spot. It's also in the chat, and it's also in the post, okay? Definitely read that post. It was an emotional one. It was a cool one, but it's a true one. And hopefully you appreciate it. If you do, awesome. Like, love, and share. Hit all our platforms. You can hashtag #GetErickPaulLive. Thank you for watching today for the Tuesday Deal Day. And thank you for watching Amp Live TV and the Amp Live Real Estate Show. I always enjoy being your host. I always enjoy sharing this stuff. Hopefully you appreciate it at the end of the day, and it helps you in some way, or maybe fires you up or motivates you or opens up your eyes so you can actually, see the forest through the trees. All right. So without further ado, rock and roll in all that you do. We'll talk to you soon. All right. We got that up there. There it is. All right.